Hey all, Dustin Schaefer here. Super excited. Right now, you've been invited to a Better Life workshop. Maybe it's a keto mixer, maybe it's a keto life party, maybe it's a surge event. Whoever invited you is excited about ketones. Just a little bit about myself. So, over the last 20 years, I've been studying human performance, biomechanics, nutrition, wellness. Been very fortunate. I've been spoke all over the world in the space of human performance, mostly around the keto conversation. And so, what I want to do is I want to kind of lay down the foundation of what are ketones, what is this all about, why is everybody so excited about, why are you noticing these amazing stories? So you probably just heard from a few people that have told stories or a testimonial of how their life has been improved by this product, this technology, Keto NAT, and the Prove It product. So, first off, what is a ketone? Well, just really, really simple. A ketone is an energy source. And so, ketones, think of it as a food. Right now, we eat carbs, proteins, and fats. Well, ketones, prior to Prove It launching, was you get that through your body fat, right? Your body would burn its own fat, turn into ketone as a food for your body to survive from. So all of human existence, we've lived mostly in ketosis. We would overindulge, overeat when there was food, right? And we would just eat as much as we could. And then what happens? We'd store some body fat, and then during famine, during starvation times, what would happen is we would then live off that fat, which produced food called ketones that your body could utilize as an energy source. So your body's really accustomed to utilizing ketones, but here's the most magnificent thing. Our body wants them, it needs them at a high level to magnify performance in every way. And I'm gonna talk about that in just a minute. So really simple answer is ketones are a food for your body. And like right now, your cell in your body, so if you're not in ketosis, your cell basically cannot work to its optimal level. It's almost like a key, a lock and key. And so I should go get a key right now and show you. But basically, your cell has a receptor site for ketones. And if that ketone is not in your system and it's not elevated so that your cells can be replenished and fulfilled, that key does not turn that lock and it doesn't maximize the cellular potential. And the cells are not working efficiently. So therefore, it requires more work to do everything without having these ketones available in your system. And so we can look at ketones as a concept of prior to our product being available, you'd only run on glucose, right? You'd run on carbohydrates. Well, carbohydrates doesn't activate that cell. It doesn't activate that unit. It has other factors that are important, but it doesn't activate that receptor site to magnify the cellular response so your body can get all these amazing benefits. So that's one of the most important things. The other side of it is ketones are an energy, and their body can utilize it as a food source, and most importantly, into the brain and how the brain works. So right now, you've probably heard multiple stories about how people have improved mental clarity or focus or mood or energy, or they sleeping better, or they lost fat, or maybe a world-class athlete or an athlete that's performing better and doing more. I want to explain why that is and how that really works, and why drinking Keto NAT or Prove It products is going to elevate your ketone levels without doing a strict diet. And I promise, I will cover why people are utilizing this for a fat loss, because the majority of people are actually interested in the fat loss component. And I want to touch on that, but I want everybody to really know that this is way more than that. It's not a weight loss product. It does help with fat loss metabolism, and helps with breaking down body fat and helps you get to that goal. But more importantly, it helps you maintain a new life. So it helps your body perform at a high level, which is sustainable to the vitality that we're all looking for, right? Pursuing better, the best versions of ourselves. So why are people noticing these amazing benefits in their brain, this cognitive benefits? Why are they noticing mental clarity and focus and mood shifts? Well, what happens is as we get older, after the age of 30, our brain starts to shrink, and they call gapping, and it doesn't uptake glucose, which is from carbohydrates, as efficiently. Or if you're like me and you've been hit around a few times and you played a lot of athletics, that brain slows down and it doesn't uptake glucose very well. Well, ketones can uptake very easily into the brain. So what happens is when you drink our product, when you drink Keto NAT, it floods ketones into your body, it goes up into your brain, and it starts to turn the light bulbs back on. So right now, as we're getting older, our light bulbs are turning off. Ketones can actually help turn the light bulbs back on, which ultimately is going to change your energy and your focus and your mood. It's going to give you the ability to feel like you're thinking clear and seeing clearer. And if you're a person that isn't seeing clear, or your brain isn't working optimally, that's scary, because it only gets worse over time. It doesn't magically get better. And so ketones will get into that brain and help turn things back on. Now they'll do other things too, and they help the body synergistically work better so it can operate at the level that you want it to operate at the level that we were created or we were designed or the way we were raised or we were supposed to be. We were supposed to operate at the highest level. We're not supposed to be struggling, sluggish, and brain fogs. Now, what's really cool is we've seen it in the kids too. We're seeing kids, young kids, reading better in school and focus better at home. It's quite remarkable. Same thing. Their brain, for whatever reason, isn't getting the fuel to it as efficiently, and it's not able to thrive and not able to develop and grow the way it needs to grow. And ketones are a really great source to help them improve the quality of their schoolwork, improve their focus at home, behaviors. It's really, really neat. Absolutely love it. I usually start kids out at a teaspoon twice a day up to the age of 10 and go right to a half a pack. I have some kids that they're 14, 15 that are doing 2 to 3 servings a day. They're high level athletes using it as a performance tool. Really, really neat stuff. Now, why are people noticing these huge energy changes? Well, like we talked about the brain, how ketones can enhance the brain, which is awesome, but it also does some amazing things into the muscle system, heart being the biggest muscle. You work more efficiently when you're in ketosis, meaning that for the same amount of work, so let's say that you take 30,000 steps a day or you take 5,000 steps a day or you go to the gym. For that same amount of work that you do if you're not in ketosis, you utilize up to 20 to 30% less oxygen, so it's less work to do the same amount of steps. So your body didn't have to work as hard to do the same amount of work. Does that make sense? Your body didn't have to go through as much effort to do the same amount of work. So think about this. If you're a world-class athlete, you're getting ready to run a sprint, you're getting ready to run a marathon, and you know that you have an extra 20 to 30% in your tank to go push your body, well, you're going to be able to push your body further. That's great. But now take a 60 or 70-year-old person that's walking up a flight of steps, right, where their heart's pounding through their chest and they're overwhelmed and they're getting tired. Well, if they can work that much more efficiently, they're going to be able to get up and down that set of steps without working as hard, with their heart rate not beating as high, without as much breath. Well, they're going to feel way better, way more confident in the day. That same thing applies to me as a dad or my wife as a mom who have just got, crazy days, kids are sick, we're all overwhelmed. And if we can work more efficiently, we don't get as stressed out, we don't get as overwhelmed, we don't get as frustrated just to try to survive through our days. So that's one of the coolest things about energy, but it's not a stimulant energy. Let's keep that in mind. We do have caffeine and caffeine free. I personally don't drink caffeine. Most people will choose the caffeinated version, which is fine. So caffeine is a stimulant. Well, so with our product, if you use the caffeinated version, it's going to stimulate. It's going to absorb a little faster, right? But the ketones are an energy. So why you can use this product before you go to bed to help you sleep, or maybe during the day and it still helps you sleep, which is really, really cool, is that you need energy to go to bed. You don't want to be stimulated when you go to bed. That's really, really important. You don't want your body to be all hyper, but you want energy. So many people are waking up through the night because their energy's dropping and their body and their brain goes, feed me, and it wakes up. And they're like, why am I waking up? Well, when you drink Keto NAT and you're in pure therapeutic ketones in your body, what happens is it gives you a stable energy through the night and your body isn't trying to grab food. And so it keeps you stable so that you can stay rested. You need energy while you sleep. You burn a lot of body fat while you sleep. So it's a really good tool for sleep as it is for day-to-day energy during the day, and also as an athlete or performing in a sport. So those are some of the main reasons why people are noticing a difference. I think mood's really cool. It had a big impact on my mood. I think really has to do with the cellular function and what it does for the brain and how the brain can operate. And that's the most important, I think, attribute of ketones is what it does for the brain. But it also helps protect you from losing muscle mass. So if you're an athlete trying to work out, if you're somebody that's aging, there's two things you don't ever want to lose. You don't want to lose your mind and you don't want to lose your muscle mass. You want to keep your brain strong and your muscles strong. Well, ketones actually help protect both of them from depleting down. And so if you don't have elevated ketone levels and you're doing a diet or if you're not eating correctly, there's a good chance you're losing muscle mass. Like in the crowd right now, there's probably the 1 or 2 or 3 of you women and men that were maybe 5 or 6 pounds different now than they were when they were 25, meaning that you weighed 125 when you're 25 years old and now you weigh 130 or maybe 150 and 165 or whatever. But you don't physically look the same, meaning your muscle mass is lost and you gained more body fat, you became softer. Well, you've lost muscle mass. That tells me that you have not been in ketosis very much or at all. If you would have been, you would have maintained muscle mass. You would have kept that firmness when you're in your 20s. Well, don't worry, we can gain that back. Ketones help us gain that back and help us protect from losing it as we move forward in our lives. So that's really, really important that it does that too. Those are the 2 most important things. So let's get down to the fat loss side of it. Let's get down to what is this around fat loss and do you have to do a ketogenic diet? So first things first is no, you do not have to do a ketogenic diet. And I want everybody to really take this serious, is that you do not need to do a ketogenic diet to get the benefits of this product, Keto NAT, any approved products. It elevates your ketone level so that you can get all these amazing benefits. My wife, my kids, my mom, none of them on our ketogenic diet, and they do amazing with this. Now, does that mean that we don't encourage them to eat healthier? Does that mean that we don't encourage them to eat lower carb or eat cleaner foods or whole foods, eat fresh foods? Yes. Do I encourage my family to avoid grains and pastas and processed sugars and extra sweets and things like that? 100%. So what I recommend for you people to utilize this product with is drink it once, preferably twice a day. Two servings a day is ideally optimal. Eat when you're hungry, and then let's strategically make better decisions. Let's start cutting out some carbs. What if you could just take the 5 or 6 favorite meals that you like to make and find ways to make them lower carb? Find ways to make them cleaner for you. And what will happen is your body will start to get into the native state, and you'll start to naturally start to replenish nutrients, and you'll naturally start to drop body fat. But you can create a lifestyle that you can now sustain. If I give you this really strict plan, you're probably not going to follow it. Now, some of you in the room might go, hey, listen, if this product doesn't help me lose 30 or 40 or 50 or 150 pounds, that we've seen it all, I don't think it's worth it. Well, I just want to let you know that it's about what it does in your brain. It's about what it does in your muscle system. It's about what it does for your long-term health. That's really what this is about. But it will help you with sugar and carb cravings. It'll help you make better choices. It'll help, we call it will powder, right? It helps make you make better choices because you're going to mess up. You're going to have days where you're going to go, I went to a wedding or I went to a birthday and I ate this and I ate that. That's okay. Just drink an extra serving. The next day, let's get back into a better routine. Let's not fall to the 2 or 3 or 4 days of making the wrong decisions for your journey and your health. But if you really want to judge our product by fat loss, then I would recommend be really, really strict on a low carb diet while you'll follow this product. Not a ketogenic diet, but a low carb diet. Don't need to be afraid of fat, but doing a strict ketogenic diet is not necessary, nor is it sustainable for anybody to do long term. I've been doing it for 20 years. I know it, I get it, I've taught it, and I rarely find anybody that can actually maintain a strict diet, get their ketone levels up high enough, maintain it for the long-term major benefits, and get their body fat down. So what I recommend is a low-carb diet, eat when you're hungry, move your body, be happy, throw away your scale, drink our product, join within our community. We'll support you. I mean, there's people out there that have unbelievable results. And now you don't have to be afraid of fat. You don't have to go out and start eating tons of it. You just have to be aware that the carbs are what we're trying to cut. The fat we don't want to be afraid of. We want to enjoy our food. We want to find very delicious foods to eat and really learn you. So ultimately, that's what I suggest. I tell everybody, 6 weeks, it takes 6 weeks for you to get keto adapted. So it's 6 weeks before your body's really going to maximize the product. And it's about 60 to 90 days where you really see the major benefits. My mom, my sister, my wife, myself, we really saw the benefits as we were in it, utilizing it longer because of what ketones continuously improve the quality of your health. Your cells need to return over, your body needs to get the vitality back, your health needs to get the vitality back. And so I just want to thank you guys for joining us. At whatever event you're at, have fun, celebrate. This is an amazing technology. There's nothing like it in the world. It's the only product in the world that's 100% bioavailable, bioidentical to your own ketone production. It puts you in therapeutic ketosis in less than an hour, and that is absolutely remarkable, groundbreaking, and it's quite fun. So hopefully I'll see you at another event. Come to our big events, and we love to educate the world on ketones, and have a great time, and say hi to whoever's hosting this event. Bye, y'all.